Well, good morning to you. Showers and storms are working through the area across the river by La Crosse and going towards Prairie du Chien, also by Ladysmith. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Why WisDOT is warning drivers about the roads, and the Iran-Israel conflict is pushing up gas prices. We'll have those details. And later this morning, it's Foodie Friday. Ruthie Chips is here with some summer travel tips and a little drink for us. Look at that, to keep your family eating healthy on the road. Learn more on Foodie Friday. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Friday, June 20th, first day of summer. We're feeling good. We're feeling hot over here. Well, I've got a blanket on. You guys are about to see. It's cold in the studio, but it's hot outside, isn't it?
Yes, it is hot outside. It's very humid out there right now.
Yeah.
Rainfall is here, and I'm cold right now, by the way, just to let you know. Hey, as we get into it, we've got some light showers working into the forecast right now, but storm activity is working towards Waterloo and going to fall south of our state right now. You can see that it won't be hitting Prairie du Chien, so they're lucky in that regard. We'll get right back into it. These strong storms have been sweeping all night along I-94 and northward there and eastward. So these strong storms now have not picked up along I-90. That just happened beginning of last hour, and that will continue for the next couple of hours here. We'll go right through strong storms coming back again for the PM hours going into about, say, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and of course overnight going into Saturday. And that will stay right into the early morning for Saturday and finish up by about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll get into it. The heat alerts in play right now. You're seeing an extreme heat warning. Eau Claire is in that, as well as Ladysmith, getting into portions of Minneapolis and portions of Iowa. We're having in the orange there right now hot and humid conditions for a heat advisory. That is for the rest of our region here and most of the area to the east. I still feel it, though, it should still be a heat watch because we've gotten warmer as far as the heat advisories or indexes is concerned. We have more rainfall on the way as we get into it here for heavy rainfall expected for next week, Monday all the way through Friday. So your work week is going to be soaked. Holding on to impacts, localized flooding possibly in the forecast, maybe ponding on the roadways for all of your commutes. You're looking at the rainfall right now over La Crosse headed for Prairie du Chien. Eventually that gets out of the way. We start to dry it out eventually going into the afternoon. Slowing this up, going all the way back into it. You'll be seeing again the storms coming back later on tonight, well up to the north. Back to you, Alexandra.
All right, Art, thank you. And speaking of that dangerous heat, your body needs to be ready for that. When the heat index hits 105 degrees, you're at high risk for heat-related illness. A local health expert shares the life-saving tips that could keep you out of the hospital.
Drinking water or sports drink, especially when it's this hot, wearing loose-fitting clothing, and then really staying inside if we can, or if we're doing work or activity outside, sticking to those cooler parts of the day.
And if you don't have access to AC, Anderson suggests visiting indoor places like libraries or malls. WisDOT is warning drivers this morning about possible pavement buckling. The agency's reminder, stay focused, drive carefully, wear your seatbelt, and watch for slowing traffic and crews fixing damaged pavement. If a pavement issue is serious, you can call 911. A reminder for you this morning, you can track the heat with the First Warn Weather app. That's available in the App Store or on Google Play. And a breaking traffic alert for you right now as you head out the door. Southbound US 53 is shut down in Altoona after a crash. The Wisconsin DOT says that happened at mile marker 88. The road could be closed for more than 2 hours. No alternate route has been provided. We will update you as soon as we learn more. To the Middle East now, and fast-moving developments in the Iran-Israel conflict. Iranian officials set to speak with European leaders today. Meanwhile, a live look at the White House, where President Trump is revealing when the U.S. could enter the conflict. CBS News' Jared Hill is tracking the developments.
In a last-ditch effort for diplomacy, President Donald Trump has set a deadline for a decision on whether to strike Iran.
I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. That's a quote directly from the president.
Multiple sources tell CBS News that President Trump thinks disabling Iran's most secure underground nuclear site, Fordow, is crucial to stopping Iran from producing nuclear weapons.
Iran has never been closer to obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Multiple sources also say the FBI has stepped up monitoring of possible Iran-backed operatives within the U.S. The FBI and the White House have not commented directly. Israel's strikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites now stretches into a second week. The death toll on both sides rising as Iran retaliates.
They're targeting civilians because they're a criminal regime.
Yesterday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said regime change in Iran isn't the goal of the operations, but added that it could happen as a result. with an eye towards de-escalation. Today, Iran's foreign minister is set to meet with some of his European counterparts in Geneva.
And what would U.S. involvement look like if Trump does decide to get involved? We asked retired U.S. Army Colonel Gerald Font.
There would be little benefit for us to do boots on the ground in Iran. However, pre-positioning other additional forces to include soldiers, sailors, Air Force, and Marine personnel in the region to protect U.S. interests, i.e. bases that we currently occupy, et cetera, would be a possibility.
And a recent YouGov poll shows most Americans say they don't want to get involved in the conflict. 60% saying they don't think the U.S. military should be used. 16% do support using U.S. forces, and 24% said they were unsure. The conflict is impacting gas prices. AAA says the national average for a gallon is sitting at $3.20, up 8 cents from last week. Wisconsinites here were paying an average of $3.05, and Minnesotans paying an average of $3.11. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz wants to change a rule about firearms inside the state capitol. It comes after the murders of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. Minnesota state law allows handguns at the capitol currently as long as the person has a permit to carry. The governor says it's time to reassess that.
So I think there's going to be a conversation, and this will be a broader one in the legislature and with us, of what we can do to provide that kind of security. And I think the conversation will come up at the Capitol. I made no bones about it that I think it's inappropriate that we carry firearms in the Capitol, and I think we have to reassess that.
Prohibiting guns at the state capitol would require the legislature's approval. Happening today, the woman accused of killing 6-year-old Alex Xavier Pedron will face a judge. Josie Dykeman is in court for a motion hearing on intentional homicide charges later today. Pedron was found unresponsive in February 2023. An autopsy showed he died from blunt force trauma. Dykeman has pleaded not guilty and remains free on a $50,000 bond. Officials today could confirm 200 new apartments for La Crosse's north side. The Design Review Committee meets in just hours to decide the fate of 2 5-story buildings at Bridgeview Plaza. The complex would sit between Blue Zone Pickleball and Harbor Freight. And the city of Onalaska is still dealing with a $388,000 deficit. The Common Council discussing some options yesterday, like allowing the fire chief to apply for a grant covering 75% of costs tied to hiring 6 more firefighters, and a vehicle registration or fire protection fee. Happening around the state, Senate Republicans passing several bills. One creates a grant program for schools to improve building safety. Another requires the state technical college to offer grants to schools that offer EMS training. But both bills have no funding. Republicans say if the governor signs the bills, they'll approve funding later.
So it's our job as a legislature to create new policy. And when we have a governor who's just going to arbitrarily try change the intent of the legislature, we're not going to fund that policy.
Why should we pretend and deceive the people of Wisconsin that we're doing good things when in fact they'll never see the result?
As for state budget talks, the Joint Finance Committee canceled its meeting, which was supposed to address school funding and tax cuts. Happening tomorrow, athletes are preparing for the 25th annual log rolling tournament. This year's event, held at Pettibone Park, features some of the world's top rollers, including defending champs Marcus Hynek and Holman native Livy Papadopoulos.
Log rolling is the sport of all sports because it requires all forms of athleticism, strength, speed, endurance, agility, power, and skill. So you're going to want to come on down and follow along on the bracket.
It looks so fun, but I know I would be so bad at it. The winner of this year's pro event, by the way, will walk away with a $5,000 prize. And some other things happening this weekend to let you know about. The Elroy Fair running through Sunday with some animal music shows and live music. Or grab dinner at Viroqua's Sittin' Pretty Pizza Farm tonight. That runs from 5 to 8 until the end of October. 100% of profits will go to supporting local nonprofits. Tonight is the Viroqua Fire Department. And the Great River Harley-Davidson will celebrate its reopening tomorrow. The ribbon cutting starts at 9 a.m. with a hog roast at 11. The time now is 6:09. Still to come for us, airlines pausing some flights, a possible big pharmacy settlement, and a recall for Honda and Acura. And Canada announcing reciprocal tariffs as the pause on Trump's tariffs are set to end. We'll tell you what this could mean for the prices you pay. First, putting the good in your morning. Today is the first day of summer, the longest day of the year, with nearly 16 hours of sunlight. I'll take it all. The summer solstice arrived at 4:51 this morning, so yeah, we are now officially in summer, marking the moment when the sun reaches the highest point in the sky. From here, the days start getting shorter, unfortunately, but don't worry, we have 3 months of summer fun ahead. And as you start to wake up on this first day of summer, take a look at this. This is the pier with the first solar-powered Ferris wheel. This is the Santa Monica Pier in California. Quite a famous pier. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is just ahead.
We see you out there building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like $10 off Estate Premium 4-in-1 Summer Lawn or Garden Fertilizer. This DeWalt Brushless Drill and Impact Driver Kit, $80 off, now only $169. And save up to $50 on these DeWalt pressure washers. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, in original.
Did you know that when you buy from Maury's, you get Maury's Promise? Maury's will always offer you our best price first, upfront, pure and simple. And our product specialists are commission-free, so there's no haggling necessary. Our lifetime powertrain warranty on new vehicles covers your engine and transmission nationwide for life. Also, our powertrain warranty on Maury's certified pre-owned vehicles covers you for 10 years, 100,000 miles, and much, much more. Maury's, moving life forward.
Red, white, and new. It's time to refresh your space for less at the King Furniture pre-4th of July savings event. Save up to 50% on an entire room of beautiful new furniture. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining, you name it. Find mattress closeout deals on overstocked inventory and special factory closeout Lazy Boy recliners at prices too good to sit out. Plus, when you trade in your old furniture, get a discount on new. We'll even deliver and haul away for free. It's the King Furniture pre-4th of July savings event going on now.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but thanks to Skyrizi and clearer skin, I'm all in. With Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
It's the Hy-Vee Mega Produce Sale, Thursday through Sunday. Get candied cantaloupe, just $1.99. Avocados, just 69 cents. Sweet corn, 4 for $1. Roma tomatoes, 88 cents a pound. Watermelon, just $3.99. Save on strawberries, russet potatoes, and more. Plus, get pre-cut produce. Get the best produce at the lowest prices Thursday through Sunday during the biggest produce sale of the year, only at Hy-Vee.
Well, good morning to you. A little bit on the breezy side right now. Shower activity is still happening out there. Currently, we're getting the temperatures I mentioned before. We're looking at 77 to about an 87-degree mark. 85 for La Crosse and 86 for Eau Claire. So we continue to warm you up. Showers are happening as we look at the planner for Eau Claire. As we go through the morning hours here, you can see then by late morning it begins to dry up, and that's going to be that way with cloudier skies for the better part of the morning and into the afternoon. We're also looking at this morning for La Crosse. Shower activity happening right now, giving way to the late morning. And then eventually by the noon hour, you're back into drier conditions with more sunshine on the way for you. Then we get into this. Today we have a slight risk for severe weather. That will continue all the way into tonight as well for areas north along I-94. We're seeing a slight risk for, I should say a low risk for severe weather as you get into areas by La Crosse, going all the way up to at least portions of Black River Falls. Warrens is in that as well, all the way down to Prairie du Chien and southward. You guys are in, we are all in the slight risk or low risk for severe weather. The winds are going to be pretty breezy today. You can see that going all the way through the morning hours and into the afternoon. We'll see these winds from about 24 to getting up to about 25 to 33 miles per hour in some cases. They back off and they come back again later on going into the tonight and overnight tonight. And we're also seeing the heat index for Saturday, looking at now 107 to about 105 degrees going into Saturday and Sunday with little relief in the morning. We're looking at 70s, possible 80s in the forecast, and that will probably be record-breaking warmest low temperatures in the morning. That means we have an alert day coming in for Saturday and Sunday. That will push us all the way into the evening hours, and then we'll change that out. Saturday morning, you've got some shower activity that comes in, so that means we have, again, a low risk for severe weather up along north of I-94. And then Sunday night coming into the overnight hours going into Monday, we have more rainfall back into the forecast for you. Back to you.
In your morning consumer news, a pause on President Trump's so-called reciprocal tariffs. They're ending soon. So how will countries impacted by them respond? Amy Kiley has the answer.
There is absolutely a clock that is ticking down.
With trade deadlines looming and no G7 summit deal, Canada is retaliating against the U.S. On July 21st, it's set to impose new tariff rate quotas on steel. They're for countries that don't have related free trade agreements with Canada. That could make American-made steel less appealing to Canadian buyers.
We're going to adjust them to levels consistent with the progress that's made at that point on the broader trading arrangements with the United States.
U.S. duties on Canadian steel and aluminum are 50% right now. Two officials say Canada has proposed swapping defense spending for relief from those measures to no avail. The U.S. and Canada are committed to reaching some kind of trade agreement in 30 days after talks during this week's G7 summit. But analysts say a number of world leaders are disappointed that gathering didn't produce any new U.S. deals.
For many of those leaders, they saw this, and their delegation saw this, as their last opportunity to have some time to sit down face-to-face, one-on-one with President Trump before the July 9th tariff deadline.
That's when a pause on the president's so-called reciprocal duties is set to end for a list of countries.
You just want to be humble and have some deference to the inflationary impacts that could result from tariffs.
That was Amy Kiley reporting. The Iran-Israel conflict has 2 U.S. airlines suspending flights to the Middle East for now. For United, daily flights between Newark International and Dubai are paused. American adjusting its schedule between Doha and Philadelphia. And a bankruptcy judge is expected to decide today whether to approve a settlement involving Purdue Pharma, which made the pain medication OxyContin. The company and its owners would pay more than $7 billion over the next 15 years if the settlement is approved today. More than 250,000 Honda and Acuras are being recalled, tied to a brake pedal issue. According to Honda, the pedal pivot pin may not be secured, potentially causing it to shift out of position. Dealers will repair it for free. That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett now. He's got an update on our weather. Hello, Art.
Hey, my friend. Back at you here. What we're looking at is, again, what's going to Eau Claire. Looking at least partly to mostly cloudy skies with the cloud cover kind of showing a little break from time to time. The wind's picking up. Once again, the roadways are dampened. And we take it to Black River Falls. Once again, this isn't showing up, but I have now on Alaska is finally showing up here. So there it is now there. We'll hold on to this again, holding on to 66 degrees outside, believe it or not. And it's still kind of cool out there for some folks because it is a little bit on the breezier side. Hey, we have the showers and strong storms kind of moving out of the region slowly but surely along I-94 right now. They just started last hour going into areas along I-90, so that's happening also. There's the moisture associated with this now. You can see it coming out of Minnesota and then working into, crossing the river and then working into our region. We'll also get into it here from mild morning and all the way into a hot and hazy, humid weekend, and that's going to push us into an alert day. We'll hold on to this as we finish out going through the morning hours. You see the storm activity, and now another batch is coming in out of Mankato, working towards Rochester. That's going to be crossing the river, and eventually over the next couple of hours holding on to more of that rainfall for La Crosse, Winona, and of course Wabasha in that as well, then eventually Prairie du Chien. You're going to get a little bit closer here. You can see some of those showers right now over the last hour, kind of right now at 6:19, holding on to at least La Crosse, getting into showers shower activity here. We're seeing some breezy winds out there as well, some light breeze out there currently. Viroqua is still in the, getting into a mix of a little bit of light to dryness coming in and going out of that rainfall right now. We're also seeing Muskota as well as Prairie du Chien also in it. Richland Center, as I just mentioned, also getting into the light stuff, but moderate rainfall is on the way for you. Current temperatures in the 60s, right now in the 70s as well. We'll also pick up today. We get into a slight risk of severe weather up to the north by Eau Claire and, of course, Rhinelander. And, of course, down to the south, we have La Crosse getting into a low risk for severe weather. The rainfall, you can see who's getting all the rainfall by Ladysmith. You're getting about 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, and that continues tonight as well. That includes tonight. Going into about 3 to 5 for Wausau, which is out of the region. Down to the south, though, for Winona all the way to La Crosse, we're looking at maybe a half an inch or less in the forecast. We'll also see farther down to the south about a quarter of an inch or less. But after this morning, I would suspect that maybe a half an inch or less for Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. Friday's highs, as I mentioned before, we're looking at 70s and the upper 80s in your forecast. We'll get into the forecast. You can see this kind of clearing out as we go through the afternoon hours. And then another batch of cloud cover comes through. So we'll increase the clouds going to most cloudy skies eventually. And then eventually as we go through the evening hours, we'll see those clouds give way. And then more showers and storm activity come back again into the forecast, holding all the way up to northern portions of the region up to the north. And that's why we have severe weather in that part of the region. We'll also find ourselves giving way to this. We have an alert day for tomorrow. We'll also find ourselves giving away to this. 94 to 96 degrees for Saturday and Sunday, but it will feel about 107 to about 105 degrees on your skin. We'll get into storm activity coming in for the remainder of next week, or I should say the work week of next week, where we're in showers and storms pretty much all the way from Monday through Friday. Alexandra?
All right, Art, enjoy the sunshine while we can. Thank you. A new COVID variant called Nimbus just hit the U.S. It's causing extreme sore throats in some of the cases. We'll tell you more about what you should know just ahead. And dangerous heat is about to slam our area. The life-threatening temperatures heading our way, and how to protect yourself after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up in the Blitz, highlights from a high-scoring affair between the top two teams in the NL Central, plus the Steam at home facing the Habaneros. Keep it right here.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's premier interior paint is a paint and primer in one that provides excellent all-around performance with an easy-to-clean, durable finish. Get a gallon starting at $21.97 after rebate. Give your walls the best finish with Paramount. It provides the most advanced protection, excellent scrubbability, and true one-coat coverage. Pick up a gallon today, starting at $39.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The chips that you like are not on sale this week, so we're gonna have to skip those. Sorry, bud.
Aww. Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil. At Woodmans, you don't need a flyer to find hot deals.
With our everyday low prices and huge selection, you can find anything you're looking for.
And still save big time on your whole grocery bill.
So I can get the groceries I want and save money? Looks like your chips are back on the list.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
It's Woodmans.
Slow down.
Cut! I get it. Slow motion. Slow down geographic atrophy. But we don't need gimmicks.
Stick to the facts. GA, the advanced form of dry AMD, can irreversibly damage your vision.
But Syfovre is an FDA-approved eye injection that gives you the power to slow GA.
Syfovre was proven to slow GA lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness or are allergic to it. Syfovre can cause severe allergic reactions. Other serious side effects are eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina, which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Act on facts to slow GA. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre.
Nope, just the facts.
The Blitz. Well, rain changed the 3-game series between the top teams in the NL Central to just 2. Brewers going for a split yesterday against the Cubs at Wrigley. Milwaukee up 1 in the first until Pete Crow Armstrong becomes the fastest player in Cubs history to knock out 20 homers and steal 20 bases in a season. But speaking of home runs, the Brewers showing off the power as well. Rhys Hoskins almost sending one out to Waveland Avenue with that shot to left. Later in the inning, Caleb Durbin, the Illinois native, is going to tag Jameson Tyone. That one will have enough to exit the yard and give the Crew a 4-2 advantage. Bottom of the order was fantastic for Milwaukee. Isaac Collins squares one up in the 5th to give the Brewers a 5-run lead. And that was a big play because the Cubs stormed back, but with the winning run at the plate, Trevor McGill gets Seiya Suzuki to roll into a double play, and the Brewers win 8-7.
Just proud of our guys. You know, they battled and got out to a good lead. Swing the bat's great today with authority, a lot of hard contacts, and great opportunity for our young guys to then face the great Cubs team coming back and breathing down our necks right to the very end.
And the Steam looking to continue their hot hitting after scoring 19 runs prior to this game, taking on Mankato. First inning, Habaneros striking. Number 99, Marley Luvar makes it 3-0. Then Emma Lee at the dish, the 4th. She makes it 5-0 visitors with a shot off the wall. La Crosse was responding in their half of the frame. Avery Makarevich also almost exits the yard. That puts the hosts on the board. Next batter is Callie Janik. She brings in Makarevich as that ricochets off the third baseman's glove. Habaneros will put 6 up in the following inning, though, and they win this one at 12-3. That'll do for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
Support local businesses by shopping at A1 Vacuum Sales and Service in Jackson Plaza. Make cleaning a breeze with great service and high-quality vacuums. Discover the perfect vacuum for your unique lifestyle. Shop local. Shop Jackson Plaza.
Find comfort in your world in a stressless recliner. Take a time out, have a seat, and enjoy a special offer from Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Save in an instant on stressless furniture at Drury's in Fountain. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless recliner, sofa, or sectional, designed with the world's most innovative comfort features. Don't wait. It's time for Stressless. On sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. We just won Best Gym in La Crosse and Best Personal Trainer in La Crosse for the Best of in 2025. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough, the voters, for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after. To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com and book your free discovery call with us today.
Congressman Derek Van Orden just voted for President Trump's working family tax cuts that mean higher wages and lower taxes for working families. No tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Van Orden voted to cut taxes 15%, giving working families $10,000 more every year. And by ending free health care benefits for illegals, Trump and Van Orden will expand health savings accounts for Americans. That means greater choice in your health care. Thank Derek Van Orden for supporting Trump's working family tax cuts.
Every great performance starts with a great night's sleep. Thanks to new Natrol Sleep and Restore, which helps me be this me, this me, this me. I'm kidding. To be my best at all of this, I have to be my best at this. Every great night's sleep starts with Natrol.
New Natrol Sleep and Restore for your ultimate restorative sleep.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but thanks to Skyrizi and clearer skin, I'm all in. With Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Support local businesses by shopping at A1 Vacuum Sales and Service in Jackson Plaza. Make cleaning a breeze with great service and high-quality vacuums. Discover the perfect vacuum for your unique lifestyle. Shop local. Shop Jackson Plaza.
Well,
Good morning to you. We have showers and storms working across the area. Jump the river over to La Crosse, going towards Prairie du Chien now. Black River Falls also getting in some rainfall. More about this coming up in just a moment.
Why WisDOT is warning drivers about the roads this morning, and the Iran-Israel conflict pushing up gas prices, plus when the U.S. could get involved. And later this morning, it's Foodie Friday. Ruthie Chips is here with some summer travel tips to keep your family eating healthy while you're on the road this time of year. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Friday, June 20th. Not only is it Friday, it's the first day of summer. Summer is now officially here. We'll send it straight over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. We know it. It's hot. Hot as heck out there, isn't it?
The coldest summer I ever spent was summer in Wisconsin 2025. And as we get into it here, we have some showers and storms along I-94 as well as getting into I-90. I just mentioned that. We'll have more coming back later on tonight. We get into tomorrow, though, and well, let's call it the whole weekend. We have heat alerts in play right now. We have an extreme heat warning for areas by Eau Claire, Ladysmith, pretty much Wisconsin, I should say Minneapolis, and of course Minnesota into portions of Iowa. We'll also find ourselves getting into a heat advisory going into play for areas right by La Crosse and southward. Heavy rainfall comes in next week as well. We'll get that expected going all the way through Monday and Friday of next week. So it's staying with us all through the work week. And of course, we could see some ponding and of course flooding, localized flooding in your forecast. These showers continue to cross out of the region as we go right into areas right down to the south by Prairie du Chien. Out it goes by the time we get into the 9 o'clock hour. In fact, we'll even see it drier out as we go into the afternoon, holding on to cloudier skies. Eventually, we'll see some cloudy skies return back again as we get into the 5 o'clock hour, and then clearing skies once more with rainfall coming back again later on tonight. As you can see, overnight going into Saturday, that stays well to the north of Ladysmith and Eau Claire, and that will eventually end as we go right into at least about the 10 o'clock hour in the morning for tomorrow. Highs for the day, we are looking at 77 to 87 degrees, 85 for La Crosse, 86 for Eau Claire, and the heat is on. Big time heat coming in for tomorrow, where we're looking at least 96 to about 97 degrees in your forecast, but it'll feel like about 107 to about 105 on your skin. Back to you.
Cranking it up indeed, and with that dangerous heat, your body needs to be prepared. When the heat index heats 105 degrees, officials say that is when you're at high risk for heat-related illness. A local health expert shares the life-saving tips that could keep you out of the hospital.
Drinking water or sports drink, especially when it's this hot, wearing loose-fitting clothing, and then really staying inside if we can, or if we're doing work or activity outside, sticking to those cooler parts of the day.
And if you don't have access to AC, Anderson suggests visiting indoor places like libraries and malls. WisDOT is warning drivers this morning about possible pavement buckling. The agency's reminder: stay focused and drive carefully. Watch for slowing traffic and crews fixing damaged pavement. If a pavement issue is serious, call 911. And a reminder for you, you can track the heat with the First Warn Weather app. You can download that wherever you find your apps. Some fast-moving developments in the Iran-Israel conflict to get to this morning. Iranian officials set to speak with European leaders today. Meanwhile, taking a live look at the White House, President Trump is revealing when the U.S. could enter the conflict. CBS News' Jared Hill reports.
In a last-ditch effort for diplomacy, President Donald Trump has set a deadline for a decision on whether to strike Iran.
I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. That's a quote directly from the president.
Multiple sources tell CBS News that President Trump thinks disabling Iran's most secure underground nuclear site, Fordow, is crucial to stopping Iran from producing nuclear weapons.
Iran has never been closer to obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Multiple sources also say the FBI has stepped up monitoring of possible Iran-backed operatives within the U.S. The FBI and the White House have not commented directly. Israel's strikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites now stretches into a second week. The death toll on both sides rising as Iran retaliates.
They're targeting civilians because they're a criminal regime.
Yesterday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said regime change in Iran isn't the goal of the operations, but added that it could happen as a result. With an eye towards de-escalation, today Iran's foreign minister is set to meet with some of his European counterparts in Geneva.
That was Jared Hill reporting. And what would U.S. involvement look like if Trump decides to get involved? We asked retired U.S. Army Colonel Gerald Font.
There would be little benefit for us to do boots on the ground in Iran. However,
pre-positioning other additional forces to include soldiers, sailors, Air Force, and Marine personnel in the region to protect U.S. interests, i.e. bases that we currently occupy, et cetera, would be a possibility.
A YouGov poll shows most Americans don't want to get involved in the conflict. 60% say no, 16% say yes, and 24% report being unsure. The conflict is impacting gas prices. We've been telling you that. AAA says the national average for a gallon is now sitting at $3.20, and that's rising up 8 cents from just last week. Wisconsinites were paying an average of $3.05. Minnesotans paying an average of $3.11. And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz wants to change a rule about firearms inside the state capitol. It comes after the murders of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. Minnesota state law allows handguns at the Capitol as long as the person has a permit to carry. Walz says it's time to reassess that.
So I think there's going to be a conversation, and this will be a broader one in the legislature and with us, of what we can do to provide that kind of security. And I think the conversation will come up at the Capitol. I made no bones about it that I think it's inappropriate that we carry firearms in the Capitol, and I think we have to reassess that.
Prohibiting guns at the state capitol would require the legislature's approval. Happening today, the woman accused of killing 6-year-old Alexavier Pedron faces a judge. Josie Dykman will be in court for a motion hearing on intentional homicide charges. Pedron was found unresponsive in February 2023, that is. An autopsy showed he died from blunt force trauma. Dykman has pleaded not guilty and remains free on $50,000 bond. Officials today could confirm 200 new apartments for La Crosse's north side. The Design Review Committee will meet in just hours to decide the fate of 2 5-story buildings at Bridgeview Plaza. The complex would sit between Blue Zone Pickleball and Harbor Freight. And the city of Onalaska still dealing with a $388,000 deficit. The Common Council discussed options yesterday, like allowing the fire chief to apply for a grant to cover 75% of costs tied to hiring 6 more firefighters, or vehicle registration and fire protection fees. And Senate Republicans passing several bills. One creates a grant program for schools to improve building safety. Another requires the State Technical College to offer grants to schools that offer EMS training. But both bills have no funding. Republicans say if the governor signs them, they'll approve funding later.
So it's our job as a legislature to create new policy. And when we have a governor who's just going to arbitrarily try change the intent of the legislature, we're not going to fund that policy.
Why should we pretend and deceive the people of Wisconsin that we're doing good things when in fact they'll never see the result?
As for state budget talks, the Joint Finance Committee canceled its meeting, which was supposed to address school funding and tax cuts. And a new COVID variant is in the U.S. NB181, also called Nimbus, is part of the Omicron strain. Doctors say one of the biggest symptoms is an extreme sore throat. The Nimbus strain was 1/3 of new COVID cases as of June 7th. And the FDA wants to slash drug approval times. The agency's commissioner says the current system creates too many obstacles and is planning new vouchers that would cut approval time from 10 to 12 months down to just 1 to 2. Only a limited number of vouchers will be available in the first year. And we'll send it back over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He is over there tracking the heat for us.
Oh boy, and away we go. Holding on right now. Highs for Saturday is what we're looking at, okay? We're going into at least 91 to about, say, 95, 96 degrees possibly in your forecast. 95 expected, or 97 expected for Eau Claire, 94 for La Crosse. So temperatures have kind of backed down a little bit, but we're looking at it. It may feel like it's at least 107 degrees on your skin to about 105 degrees on your skin as we go through Sunday. There is a weather alert day because of all of this. You can see as we go into Sunday's lows, we are not seeing any type of recovery. In fact, these will be warmer than Saturday's morning lows by about a couple of degrees or so. We're looking at Sunday's low for La Crosse at 79 degrees. That will be a record. We're also looking at zero relief as we finish out going into the highs going into the afternoon. It will be hot and humid. 96 degrees for La Crosse, 96 for Eau Claire, 96 for Prairie du Chien, and of course we'll hold hold on to sunnier skies again with the heat alerts in play. We have a extreme heat warning going on for Eau Claire, Ladysmith, Minnesota, as well as portions of Iowa. We have for La Crosse a heat advisory that is in play, and that's the orange that you see right there. So that means we have an alert day for the weekend, going for Saturday, going into Sunday as well. We'll hold on to Monday with rainfall coming back into the forecast, and that rainfall, my friends, will continue all the way into the beginning of Monday and rolling right into Tuesday through your forecast, and of course all the way through Friday. Back to you.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. We've got Gene turning 88. He enjoys drinking his coffee and spending time with his friends and family. And Simon is turning 8. He loves being outdoors, riding his bike, and working with his local 4-H. Ari is also turning 8. She loves gymnastics, volleyball, and making people laugh. Happy birthday to all of you. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Coming up, it's Foodie Friday, and Hy-Vee dietitian Ruthie Chips is back with some simple snacks to keep your family fed, happy, and healthy on the road.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
The 30% solar tax credit could end in 2025. If you want to install solar on your residential or commercial property and receive this tax credit, call 608-780-2347 to get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy today.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
It's always been there, his love of the outdoors. Some days, you wonder if it might be his calling. Truth is, you know that the things he's passionate about today will build the foundation of what he does tomorrow, and possibly inspire a new journey. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
A great percentage of what we do at the Pump House Regional Art Center is impacted by tourists.
The more people that we can get into the La Crosse area, the more I can provide for the people in our neighborhoods, the employees that I can help take care of, and just generally a better quality of life for us and our surrounding area.
The increased tourism means more business to us, means that we need to hire more staffing to accommodate for the fuel sales, to accommodate getting the rentals ready.
The Power of Tourism, brought to you by Explore La Crosse.
The heat is on.
And so is Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Save up to 45% on major appliances.
Get up to $1,000 back with Carl's exclusive rebates. Get this 28 cubic foot refrigerator for only $14.99. See the all-new washer, dryer, combi models.
All TVs are on sale.
Shop our Serta iComfort Eco mattresses.
And our great selection of name brand grills.
Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Carl's is a servicing dealer since 1956.
I have been working at Firefighters Credit Union for over 20 years and been in the mortgage business for 30 years. We get a lot of people that like to shop around, and I encourage people to shop around for mortgages. And the one thing that you hear over and over is that we're for real. What they hear on the commercials is what they see when they come and see any of our employees. All these things together are what make Firefighters Credit Union the team you can trust.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
All right, let's get into your local temperatures here. What's going on locally? Rainfall, as I mentioned before. I'm taking it all the way for this morning, all the way through Friday, and then into Saturday morning. You're looking at some heavy rainfall getting into Ladysmith, about 1.5 inches or so by Eau Claire, where you're looking at maybe 2 inches for Marshfield, 3 to 5 by Wausau. Down to the south, though, for us here, going all the way to Prairie du Chien, maybe about 1/4 inch or less in the forecast. I would suspect maybe about 1/2 inch or less. It's the same for La Crosse as well, and Winona about 1/4 inch or less in the forecast there. We'll carry carry over to the highs for the day, as we mentioned before, 77. You guys probably know this by heart by now. 77 to about 87 degrees, 85 expected for La Crosse, 86 for Eau Claire. The heat is on. Summertime is coming, and it's going to continue to warm us up as we go into tomorrow with some heat popping into the forecast. We've got shower activity as we go through the noon hour, holding on to that mostly well to the north out of the region. Drier conditions will ensue for the better part of the day, so you can get out and mow your lawn, finish that up, because you've got a lot more potential for rainfall coming in for next week if you don't get a chance to do that. So I know you really don't want to be doing that during the weekend for Saturday and Sunday, because this is going to be too hot to be outside. So you're carrying over to see how this all plays out. You're seeing as we go through Friday night, more showers and storms are coming back again. You can see them sweeping along the northern tier of the state, as well as north of Ladysmith and north of Eau Claire. That will continue all the way into the morning hours, dragging southward eventually to Ladysmith and Eau Claire as we finish out in the early to late morning hours. By about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we should be done. You're seeing that get as far down south as Black River Falls. Overnight lows for tomorrow morning. Warmest record lows getting into the forecast. We're looking at maybe 77 degrees for La Crosse. That could be a potential record. We're also going to be seeing very little relief in that regard as well. So it's going to be hot in the morning. Some temperatures could even get up to near 70 to 80 degrees in some cases. Hot and humid conditions for Saturday. You're seeing those temperatures about 94 degrees for La Crosse, 97 for Eau Claire. That's why they are in an extreme heat warning in play, as well as Ladysmith at 91. We'll carry over to the heat index for day 5, but this is showing that we will see about 107 to about 105 degrees for La Crosse on Saturday and Sunday. Yikes, as I mentioned yesterday. We'll also find ourselves holding on to Sunday's lows. Again, very little relief. Possibility of a record-breaking number, 79 degrees for La Crosse. And of course, we could also find some other locations doing similar. Sunshine is abound, and it will be hot and it will be humid. Carrying over into Sunday's highs, you're looking at temperatures from 96 in La Crosse to 96 in Eau Claire. We'll pick up 92 in Ladysmith and down to the south by Prairie du Chien, also at 96. This is the thing that's still confusing for me, though, because orange is showing a heat advisory for La Crosse, showing that we're not going to be that hot, believe it or not, but we're in the orange, and that continues all the way down to the south as well and to the east. Eau Claire, on the other hand, is in again, as well as Ladysmith, in a extreme heat warning, and that's going to carry over. Hence the weather alert day as we go through Saturday and Sunday. That goes all the way into Sunday evening as well as Saturday afternoon. Highs for Monday, we're looking at mostly 80s and some 90s in the forecast, so it will still be hot and humid for you as we carry over into the next 8 days. This is what we're cooking up for you here. We're going to go right back into it using, again, showers and storms today or this morning, and then back again tonight. Heat alert days for Saturday and Sunday because of the excessive heat possibilities. Getting into rainfall all of the work week for next week, finishing out going into Friday with showers and storms pretty much during the whole week. So please be careful, be safe, and of course stay weather aware. Back to you, Alexandra.
It's Foodie Friday, and with summer travel season here, we're talking about how to keep your family eating healthy on the road. Quite the challenge, we know. Hy-Vee dietitian Ruthie Chips is back with some tips to keep everyone fueled for adventure. Good morning, Ruthie. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Yes, we're so happy to see you again. So we know it's so hard. You know, nutrition is like the first thing to go out the window when we're traveling. What's an easy tip for us to stay on track?
Well, I think starting from the beginning, get organized and plan ahead before you even head out.
Okay.
And a great way is to think about grabbing your cooler and have some things that are ready to go. So quick eats, I've got some fast, quick veggies and fruits, have some yogurt, certainly stay hydrated, you know, and also plan where you're gonna stop along the way and have those special breaks because you really need to keep the body moving along the way. So lots of options there. So get organized. And the second thing would be is get nourished. You know, try not to go too far off the road map when it comes to healthy eating. Try to stay balanced with those scheduled times of eating so we're not getting hungry. Be sure you get a little bit of protein with each meal. I do have a option where you can talk about some protein drinks because those are very quick and easy.
That's
and
easy
convenient.
for the road, yeah,
and you
for
can
sure.
do it. There's a new one called Oikos, which is really great. It's got some prebiotic fiber in there, so it kind of helps that body circulate the foods and digest very well. And it also has a good protein source too. So that's something that we could include and have those chilled and ready to go in between meals too, even.
And we know digestion can be hard when we're traveling too, so that's really good to have in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And nuts, don't forget about nuts. Trail mix is just the good old thing when you hike or when you're in the car, have some trail mix. And we're adding to the trail mix some walnuts, because walnuts actually have a very special profile when it comes to nuts. They have a lot of the omega-3 fatty acids. So it's one of the few nuts that's really rich in that good heart healthy and also good for the brain too.
Right.
So put those into your trail pack as you're going as well. And then stay active. So we're sitting a lot. Can we stop and have those fun breaks? Can you even do some stretchy bands in the car?
Right.
I know this can be dangerous, but
the kids can play with it after they do their stretches, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's great.
So you mentioned the cooler. Do you have any other grab to go or grab to go items?
Yeah, well, I would include some little cheese sticks if you have them. I actually have some, string cheese is wonderful.
Love those.
That's calcium and satisfying. You've got protein as well. Have some crackers in there, maybe some crunchies, some popcorn. Just keep it fun and keep it active. And I've got the map of Wisconsin here because there's so many great places to go.
Yeah, we
Minnesota,
love that.
we love you too. But I found this cutting board in Hy-Vee.
So cute.
So take it into a local focus if you want, and try some local eateries too. So there's lots of fun ways to go about that. And then of course be mindful too, because when you get off track, you can get your eating off track, and that sort of gets you all kind of off kilter.
Everything follows,
So keep it on a regular basis. And then when you get back to town, if you want to kind of reset your healthy eating, talk to your Hy-Vee dietitian. Yes, I'm available at La Crosse and Winona. We do also accept insurance now. So that's a new service, and it's been working out quite well. So if people want to visit individually, we also do presentations too out in the public. So yeah, it's great. So what about some oikos? Should we have a little sample?
Yes, let's taste it before we go. I think we've covered everything. And then you guys do have a recipe for trail mix. We will get that online for you as we try this. So this is the protein. I love this. That's such a good idea when you're traveling to have a drink your protein.
Absolutely.
Great idea.
Plenty of fluids along the way. So
yes. Okay.
Well,
we'll
let's
do a little
cheers. Oh, I've got to get my sunglasses. Road trip. Here we go.
I had mine.
Remember the sunblock.
Hitting the road. All right. Cheers. Stay with us. We're back right after this. Get your protein, everyone.
Oikos.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save. Get $4,250 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP.
This is Arby's $7 Euro meal. Do the Greeks have a god of meat? If they don't, is there a form we need to fill out? A number to call? Arby's, we have the meat.
Find comfort in your world in a stressless recliner. Take a time out, have a seat, and enjoy a special offer from Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Save in an instant on stressless furniture at Drury's in Fountain. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless recliner, sofa, or sectional, designed with the world's most innovative comfort features. Don't wait. It's time for Stressless. On sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. We just won Best Gym in La Crosse and Best Personal Trainer in La Crosse for the Best of in 2025. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough, the voters, for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after. To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com and book your free discovery call with us today.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, but thanks to Skyrizi and clearer skin, I'm all in. With Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check.
Local breaking news. Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day. Get it today.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Today we celebrate America's most majestic symbol. It's National American Eagle Day. The bald eagle has graced our Great Seal since 1782. These powerful birds don't get their iconic white head and yellow beak until they're 4 to 5 years old. And we're taking a live look. This is at Raptor Resources Eagle Camera. This is in Trempealeau. We know all about eagles here in our neck of the woods for sure. You can see, I think it's just one eagle here. I don't think any babies. I can't see too well. Just one, but yeah, maybe it's just a mama eagle just relaxing, enjoying sleeping in. Lucky girl. You can celebrate National Eagle Day with the mama eagle using the hashtag National American Eagle Day. I don't know if she was a mama, I just made that up. Time for your morning news now. President Trump is weighing bombing Iran's most secure nuclear site. Multiple sources say the president believes disabling Fordow is necessary to stop Iran from quickly producing nuclear weapons. The White House says Trump will decide on a strike within 2 weeks. Iran's foreign minister meets with European officials today in Switzerland for diplomatic talks. Happening around the state, Senate Republicans passing several bills. One creates a grant program for schools to improve building safety. Another requires the state technical college to offer grants to schools that offer EMS training. Both bills, though, have no funding. Republicans say if the governor signs the bills, they'll approve funding later.
So it's our job as a legislature to create new policy. And when we have a governor who's just going to arbitrarily try change the intent of the legislature, we're not going to fund that policy.
Why should we pretend and deceive the people of Wisconsin that we're doing good things when in fact they'll never see the result?
As for state budget talks, the Joint Finance Committee canceled its meeting, which was supposed to address school funding and tax cuts. And we know the dangerous heat is coming. We've been talking about it all day. Your body needs to prepare. When the heat index hits 105, you're at high risk for heat-related illness. A local health expert shares the life-saving tips that could keep you out of the hospital.
Drinking water or sports drink, especially when it's this hot. Wearing loose-fitting clothing, and then really staying inside if we can, or if we're doing work or activity outside, sticking to those cooler parts of the day.
If you don't have access to AC, Anderson suggests visiting public indoor places like the library or mall.
All right, looking at your local weather here over the last hour now, we've had some good looking rainfall passing over La Crosse, working towards Prairie du Chien right now as well, with some lightning associated with that, some thunderstorm activity. Up to the north, we've been in the rainfall pretty much all night and all of this early morning, giving way to tomorrow with the heat coming in about 107 to about 105 degrees on your skin for Saturday and Sunday. And of course, that's going to be an alert day. Back to you.
All right, very, very hot out there. Everyone stay safe, and thanks for waking up with us. Coming up at noon, the Sparta Area School District helping provide students a quick look at the world of STEM during their summer break.